on the tax rate.
Put some rudimentary drawings here. So a temporary bridge on the upstream side.
So what it would mean for your total bills
would
for
come very, very
$150,000
close
house,
to this
you will
garage
build
here,
in
or this
2020
house.
$1,308.30.
It would also have
For the
additional
2021
impacts
proposed, it
to
would be
this hazardous site right here, and hazardous
$1,326.45
contamination once you
for
get
an
into
increase
it.
of $18.15. For a $200,000 house, we build
the other side,
$1,744.40.
downstream temporary
And we're
bridge,
proposing
we really wanted to avoid,
the new tax
so we have
rate, it
a
would be
utility pole right here,
$1,768.60
and also
for an
this
annual
telephone
increase
pedestal.
of
Like I said, this is like a pretty substantial,
$24.20.
a pretty substantial utility pedestal
And
right
then,
here. So
for a
we did want to
$250,000 house,
avoid
the actual that we build was
Also, you know, a lot of times when we're putting in like a
$2,180.50,
full bridge,
and proposed would be $2,210.75
we can kind of justify the costs of a temporary
for an
bridge,
increase of $30.25.
because we're getting, you know, a 75-year design life project.
Page.
When we're looking at a deck replacement, which
So
is a less expensive project, it can be constructed faster,
by
it's a
department
quicker
of
project.
General Fire, Police, and Highway, and you can see what the makeup would be of your house if you had a $150,000, a $200,000, or a $250,000 house. So, for example, if you have a $250,000 house, it's going to cost you $124.50 for fire protection, a little over $1,000 for police, just under $800 for highway, and for general, it's $232. And the same if you had a $150,000 or a $200,000 house. You can go to the next page.
Now, Lynn, you want to mention that
Yep.
that figure for the fire, that's the same if you're a village resident and a town resident, correct?
That's correct. So the way we bill the fire department stipend for the town is it's based on a rolling 5-year grand list average, and that's been in place. I've been at the village now for 16 years, and it was in place well before that. So what we do is we look at what the grand list has done for the last 5 years and gotten averaged. And for the last couple of years, the average has been 24% of the grand list is village and 76% has been town. And we look at the town's, I look at the town's budget or the fire department budget, and I back out revenue like that we expect for miscellaneous billings or interest income. And that's the net that needs to be raised by taxes for the whole community. And then I apply that percentage. So whether you live in the town or the village, on your house, you're going to pay the same amount for fire protection.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Brian. I see your note. You were probably on the trustee board back when that was done.
Yeah.
You want to jump in and do this part?
Yeah. If there's anything I missed, please speak up too. So if we go through the year of 2020, so there's new phosphorus guidelines that we have to follow. There's also, for some reason I don't have it in here, but PFOS, polyfluorooctyl, yeah.
Right.
I shouldn't have brought it up. Issues and monitoring in our land app area. We had, in order to achieve our phosphorus reductions and TMDLs, we had 3 manufacturers that came in and demonstrated 3 different styles of reduction in our effluent. They took samples. They were here for a couple weeks, and we're waiting on the results back from our engineers, Aldrich and Elliott. We continue with our 20-year evaluation of the wastewater plant. So basically what that means is we go through and monitor our the age of our infrastructure, basically our sewer lines, manholes, the building itself. Within that is the the phosphorus reduction as well. Again, we continue to perform routine maintenance within this group. We have a chief operator, and I call him a floater maintenance guy, but he also works with the water plant and sewer. One of the things that we've been seeing, I wasn't going to show the picture because it's kind of gross, but just packed of those wipes, disinfectant wipes, those should not be flushed. You should not flush Q-tip. All of that stuff should go in the garbage. So that don't flush the stuff. So next item, the water treatment, we got finished. 2013. We still do the preventative maintenance on that filters. Last year, we began the process to engineer the new water line that's going across the river. So we have a redundant water source from the water plant. That's been an item that we've been trying to pursue for years. Is remember the flooding of 2018, the ice was like 5 feet from that water line. So right now we have some preliminary, just got it in the mail yesterday, some preliminary designs for a water line going under the river. Here again, we had a change in staffing. Brian Bishop retired. We promoted Todd Jones, who's taken over as chief operator at the water plant. Public Works, COVID slowed us down here, trying to limit the staffing that are here every day. They got off to a late start, but they were still able to perform a lot of their projects this summer. They completed small paving projects on Church Street, Furman Place, and Dunning Street. They were able to finally, after we could get the design through the state of Vermont, that sidewalk on First Street from York up to Mount Avenue. That one was finally done with sidewalk and curbing. We replaced an old 4-inch line to an 8-inch line on Depot Street. That one, because of the age of that line, we've had issues with that. But also, there's a business in there, so having an 8-inch with a hydrant on the end in that area was a good thing. And just one other thing to talk about sidewalks too. We did York Street, did a whole new sidewalk and curbing on there. And then we added a part-time summer person last year to help out with the parks. And our plan this year, I'll say it, that we're going to hire 2 for our parks. The electric department, we continue to provide mutual aid to our neighboring utilities during outages, or if they have a project they need help with and we don't have anything going on, we go over and help them. Our tree trimming, again, it's shown that reduces our outages during heavy snowstorms or windstorms. Makes our system pretty reliable. We continue to perform line extensions for customers and upgrades on poles and lines. We finally received a new bucket truck that was replacing a 15-year-old bucket truck. We finally received it last month, I think it was. Or no, last week. Thank you. Yeah. Tanner Benoit, one of our newer guys, he's a younger line worker, but he graduated from Line Workers College and became a first-class line worker. Darcy Scott and Jay Spear retired this year. And Mark Longway, we took him out of the billing department and moved him into the meter reading slot to take Darcy Scott's position. One of the reasons why we did that, Mark, is very inept with our with software and computer systems. So when we go to AMI meters, he'll help us with that transition. The hydro plant. Again, here we follow the general maintenance and repair through our e-maintenance program. We started the process of relicensing. The license is good until 2024. We're hoping to get it in a year ahead of time. We're actually going in together with Enosburg Falls in that relicensing process, kind of sharing studies, river flows, aesthetics, fish, and all that kind of stuff. We do it together and share the expense. So hopefully, if all things line up, it'll be 2023. During the October Halloween flooding, we had some blisters that developed on our new bladder, and we were able to make that repair pretty seamlessly. The contractors came up and helped us and showed us how to do it. So if anything happens again, we can do it all on our own. Here, we also had a change in staffing. So Avery Mitchison, we hired into our maintenance department, and he's also a part-time maintenance and part-time hydro coverage, kind of like what Jason Starr was doing. This common theme here, if you haven't noticed, is we do a lot of cross-training. Our maintenance department, again, we talked about e-maintenance, but we talked about maintenance of plants, that kind of stuff. This department here, they have over 1,500 individual assets throughout the village. It's all entered into a preventative maintenance program, and it ensures all the equipment is being visited, maintained per the manufacturing specs. And again, we mentioned it before, but they did the work on the bladder for repairs there, the water filters, turbines, and other village assets. So this is quite the necessity department. Front office, they continue to perform top-notch customer service while providing accounting, grant management, billing, accounts payable, human resources, IT support, job estimates, and payroll to all the departments. This is from a small staff of 5 people. They continue to improve their skills through continuing education, taking courses in accounting, customer service, and general courses related to the Public Utilities Commission that's required by state law and Efficiency Vermont. Our office still remains closed due to COVID-19. Basically, the front office has seen the largest of our modifications due to COVID by putting up petitions and walls. We want to welcome Lori Belisle to our front office. She took Mark's place from billing, and Lori's doing a wonderful job there. The village complex, well, built in 1978, I think I mentioned this last year. The village complex, the complex houses administrative offices, public works, fire, police, rescue, electric department. Did I miss anybody? No, it's everybody. Several of the departments have outgrown their space. We hired Wyman and Lamphere architects to take a look at the complex. The design that they presented to us last year just did not work with what we have to adjust because of the COVID-19 changes. So we need to revisit that, and in order to improve our workspace, which will help us slow the spreads of, COVID isn't going to be here forever, but colds and flus as well. And emergency services, the police department, we were able to acquire a patrol boat and a new cruiser at no cost to the taxpayers. Both, I believe, was Stone Garden funded, Chief?
Yes.
Okay, both of those are Stone Garden funded. Again, we want to have a special thanks go out to first responders for the birthday parades during the Stay Home, Stay Safe order during the COVID-19 outbreak. Also, special thanks to TDI and Public Works for being great community partners and joining in on the parades.
Reggie, can I jump in? Reggie, can I jump in here and go through some of the highlights from the annual meeting or the annual book?
Yep.
Some general comments that I have are, we worked really hard this year to try and bring the budgets to the community that were as close to level funded as possible. In fact, the general fund's the only one that's seeing a budget increase. And then the water and the sewer and the electric, we aren't at this point planning a rate case or any increased rates there. I'm going to look at them again in the summer and see how we're doing with revenue, and see. I'm hoping that we don't have to go through the year with an increase in rates. Our health insurance went up only 1% this year, which was great news. Our audit is complete. We're waiting. I've approved the draft, and we're waiting to get the documents back in final form. And due to COVID, like Reg mentioned, the office is still closed, but we are in the office working during business hours and can be reached by phone, or if you need to drop off a payment of cash, please knock on the door. Somebody will answer it. Some other highlights to the budget and the 2020 actuals. In the general fund, outside services, like Reg mentioned, we are having an architecture firm look at the building for updates. So that's in the budget right now. And then plant maintenance, we had updates due to COVID. So when we're allowed to open our doors back up again, which hopefully won't be too much longer, when you come in, you'll notice our front counter now has plexiglass between our staff and where the customers stand. And we also have plexiglass partitions in between our employees. We are trying to keep them it's almost like little cubicles for them now, just to try to keep them safe, because that is not a very large area right there. In the park maintenance and labor, like Reggie mentioned, we're going to be hiring 2 part-timers this year. For the last couple of years, we've had just 1 person. And they, like last year, he primarily took care of mowing the park so Dean's crew could actually get out there and do the sidewalks and do the water line and stuff. And what he actually did also was the bathhouse down at the beach. He updated it and redid the bathrooms. Unfortunately, because of COVID, we were not allowed to open up the bathrooms so people couldn't see them. But there again, hopefully this summer we'll be able to open them. In the fire department, we were on a 5-year plan to replace the air pack. Our final purchase was in 2020. So that is complete now. What we did was, with that money, we are putting that into the equipment savings to start building that up again. So when down the road we get another truck, which will be a few years, we'll have some money in the savings account to put down, and we're not taking out debt for the whole amount. We level funded that budget. In the police department, we had grant income of over $200,000 this year. We got the Stone Garden boat, we got the cruiser, we got a $7,400 USDA grant towards another cruiser that we purchased. And we expect more with the Stone Garden. We're expecting more grant money in this year. We level funded that budget also for this year. In the highway department, the lease expense is the sidewalk plow, and we will make our final lease payment on that in 2021. And we also have budgeted a new plow truck to replace our oldest plow truck, which is also probably about 15 years old. And that'll be paid out of the equipment savings account, so that will be no debt for the taxpayers, and it's not affecting the tax rate. And we level funded that budget. In the electric department, revenues are flat right now. There's no growth, really. We saw a little bit with COVID, with people staying home more, but still it wasn't a huge amount. But purchase power is expected to be up in 2021 from 2020. We've been working with VEPSA, which is Vermont Public Power Supply Authority. They do all of our working up of our purchase power budget and helping us with how we run our hydro. And we've worked with them extensively this fall, trying to get that purchase power budget as close to actual as what we could. Reggie also mentioned that we dealt with Mark with the AMI. As part of being part of VEPSA, VEPSA is looking at doing AMI metering, which is automated metering infrastructure project. It would be, Swanton would be going in on this project along with many other municipal electric utilities. And it's going to be, automated meter reading. So the meter reader is not going to be going out to your meter every month. It'll be coming into our office automatically. It should help us with, checking people's loads. We're going to be checking these, these meters are going to download anywhere from, we haven't got it firmed up yet, but anywhere from every 15 minutes to every hour. We're looking at doing this not only with the electric meters, but also with the water meters. So it's going to be a change in protocol for us at the village, because we won't have somebody on the road. They'll be in the office basically doing that same job. We are also, along with VEPSA, doing GIS mapping, which is electronic mapping of our poles and lines. the line trucks will, once we get this up and running, the line trucks will have tablets in their trucks. So they can, when they go out, they can pinpoint, look up holes. They'll be able to take pictures if we've got damage. One thing that we've learned from other utilities that we've gone in help during storm damage is if you get FEMA funding, you need to take pictures of the damage. You know, our guys are just so used to going out there and fixing it and getting the power back on. Now with having, you know, cell phones on them and tablets in the trucks, we're going to be able to collect that data. And, you know, with the mapping, they're going to be able to keep maps up to date. They're going to be able to know where their lines go. And it'll be a huge benefit for them. In the water fund, you know, Reggie mentioned we're doing the engineering and for that secondary water line. We did have quite a large, just under $1 million grant income in this department. What it was is a few years ago when we got the water line and when we did the MVU water line, we got with the main water line that we did back probably in 2016 or so, we had a negative 3% interest rate. The state got rid of negative interest rates and only went to 0% as the lowest you could go. So in order to do that, they basically gave us a forgiveness of debt for what would have been the negative 3% over the life of that loan, which it was a 30-year loan. So it was just over $1 million that we got, basically written down off our principal of our debt. So we're paying less. Well, it's the same amount because we had the negative interest, but it's a write down. They also adjusted how much they had forgiven us on the MVU water line because that project came in lower than what was anticipated. So they had to basically add back about $34,000 of that forgiveness. So it netted to just under $1 million that we had in total forgiveness of debt this year. And then in the sewer plant, there was the engine. We're doing the engineering for a 20-year plant evaluation. You know, because of COVID, it really seems like we didn't do a lot as far as that, you know, that's out to be seen. One other thing that we did do with COVID that I forgot to mention earlier is in the police department, they don't have a lot of space. So in order to have room for the officers when they are working and they need to do paperwork and we needed to maintain space between them, we turned what was our board of trustees meeting room into a patrol office. We got grant money that covered a fair share of that cost. They now have space where they can have two people in there doing work and not tripping over themselves and not being, you know, only a couple feet apart. And now the board of trustees are currently meeting in the auditorium when they can meet. But that was a significant thing with COVID that we did. I think that was it, Reggie, on my update.
Okay, so the last few slides, we got Wanda Sloan celebrated their 25th anniversary with the village in 2020. We had 3 retirements, Jay Spear, Brian Bishop, and Darcy Scott. And then, Mr. President, do you want to do the honors for the candidates for this year?
Sure. Yeah, the slate of candidates that we have on board is pretty similar to what it has been. I'm running for a 1-year term as I have for the past bunch of years. Diane Day is also running for a 1-year term as village clerk. Chris Leach is up this year for a 3-year term, and Betty Cheney is up for a 1-year term as collector of delinquent taxes. And I'm sure I can speak for everybody else that we would appreciate your support. We've done what we think is the best for the community so far, but we aren't into campaigning tonight, so those are the candidates. Thank you.
Okay. That's all we have. So I guess any more questions that Lynn didn't answer that people have? I guess you.
I would ask that anybody who has any questions, if you could raise your hand. I believe it looks, so I guess we're hitting buttons. So under reactions, you could give a thumbs up, something. So if you want to ask questions, we are not taking questions via the chat. So if you have a question, anybody?
I don't have a question, but I'd just like to say I appreciate that you are increasing the support for the local parks and keep them, clean. And I think our parks are a huge asset of our community. And I'm glad to see that you guys are investing in that. Thank you.
Welcome.
Looks
Looks like
Don
Collins.
Don Collins.
You have to hang on, Don. You got to unmute yourself, or
Hold on, sorry. Where you at, Dawn? Oh.
Okay.
I never would want a village meeting, town meeting, or school district meeting to occur with no questions. My question is, and I'm pleased that people were able to level fund their budgets. I think that if they can maintain that, it certainly lets them have money for their capital funds or whatever, as long as it doesn't get too far out of control. But that's good. A lot of hard work. My question is, what is the reason for the increase in general, and the general part of our budget?
So that is completely the amount that we needed to do what Heather mentioned, to add. We added a second position to help and to put money towards the park itself. There's been some drive lately to help make improvements at Marble Mill. And so this will give us some money. There's like knotweed and stuff down there that we've got some invasive plants we've got to deal with. And having a second part-time person this summer, we can go down there and really, and concentrate on that part. So that's where we've targeted the wages and for some money in the budget to reduce down on the parks, especially.
So that was a
Marble
total
Mill.
increase for that, and everything else was level funded in the village budget?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? I don't see any.
don't see anybody else. So
I'd just like to add to the past two conversations with Heather and Dawn. We have some very enthusiastic citizens that are wanting to increase our access to our parks and enhance our parks, and we're trying to work with them. We've had some meetings with them, with that group, and we're trying to address the invite of our parks. And that's what this is working towards, Dawn and Heather. Any more questions?
so item 3, I guess.
I don't see any. Okay. Okay. So before I'd like to jump in before James takes over. The next item on our agenda this evening is for the Chamber of Commerce to announce our Citizen of the Year award. And seeing how Adam Paxman is a Chamber President, I'm going to turn the program over to him for a brief moment. Adam, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, Adam Paxman, Swanton Chamber of Commerce President. I wear a few hats in the community. This year is very different in the way we've done our Citizen of the Year award. We had a lot of good nations. Everyone was deserving in one way or another. And I'm going to let my new VP, Nick Brasso, make the announcement on this. So, and I will add that the chamber will hopefully will be open this year, and we'll be rocking and rolling like we have in years past. So take it away, Nick.
Hello, my name is Nick Brasso, and as Adam said, I'm the Vice President of the Swanton.
You're muted.
You moved us up again.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Nick Brasso, and I'm the Vice President of the Swanton's Chamber of Commerce. I'm here to present the Swanton Citizen of the Year Award. And the Swanton Citizen of the Year recognizes someone that has shown leadership and citizenship throughout the community. And we would like to thank everybody who sent in a nomination. You all deserve it one way or another. But this year we decided to award the nomination, the Swanton Citizen of the Year Award, to Debbie Dubois Lavoie. Debbie semi-retired this year after running her business in Swanton for over 40 years, and I recognized it for the entire time I lived in Swanton. Her business was a very integral part of Swanton. She has supported Swanton in so many ways by giving flowers to people who really need it throughout the community, who are hurting and just needed a leg up. And she understood the power of flowers in our community. And that's why we're presenting her with the Swanton Citizen of the Year Award. We'll be giving her a plaque and hopefully a gift card very soon in the coming weeks. And congratulations. And if anybody wants to speak, or if Debbie wants to speak herself, feel free.
I believe Debbie is on.
I know John is. Yeah. I'm not so sure Debbie is.
Maybe not. All right.
You see J.L. Lavoie there.
I see John, I see Nancy.
Yeah.
Daughter, Mom.
Okay. Well,
Murphy, I mean.
congratulations, Debbie.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Debbie, on behalf of the Swanton Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate all your hard work over the last 40 plus years, and you have been a true staple to our community, and we can't thank you enough for that. That's all I have.
Okay, well, I'd like to add to that. I congratulate Debbie, and I think she's carrying on the legacy of her family. Both her mom and dad spent a lot of time in our community and gave a lot. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to do a celebration for Debbie when this the COVID thing passes, and have a big party for her.
Amen.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nick, for your address. And I think now I'm going to turn it over to James with the select board for their presentation of their segment of the meeting. Take it away, James.
Thank you.
One moment, please.
We'll get there.
Like watching me no, skip and continue. It'll be worth the wait. Okay. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So,
When you're ready.
I'm trying to make it close. Yeah.
It was a view, so the top.
I'm trying to.
Try to get track.
It's tucked up under the.
Oh.
Thing. Okay, so just let me know when you want me to advance.
You're on February 22nd. First thing I'd like to do is 2020 highlights of gratitude. I'd like to wish best wishes and much gratitude to Joel Clark for his many years of service and dedication to Swan on the Planning Commission. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm getting there.
Looking down, set up. Dedicated many years of service to Swanton, planning commission from 95 to 2005, zoning and DRB from 2008 to 2018, road commissioner from 2013 to 2020, and select board from 2012 to 2020. Thank you very much for your service, Joel. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Joel.
I know you're listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
COVID-19, next page, there we go. We'll get together by the end. COVID-19 virus affected the town service and operations throughout the year. The town officials responded to the virus by adopting procedures and allowed the public to continue with the town business administration in the new state imposed health rules. The Swanton veterans honored again with the popular flags for the veterans display. 110 American flags were in the village park on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. Next one. During the course of 2020, Karen Drennan, Gary Senebar, and Joel Clark resigned from their seats on the select board. We thank them for the dedication of their service. Heather Bichkowski to the select board in March. The select board vacancies were filled by James Gilmat, Nicole Draper, and Ed White until March 2nd, 2021, with election time, which they can run again for re-election. The new health officer is Joey Stell, and the animal control officer is Jim Benson. Accomplishments. Okay. Level funded accounts wherever possible and practical. Paid down the new highway garage debt. Highway crew continues to do a good job maintaining town roads year round. Economic development efforts continue. MDU sidewalk design and construction has made progress, funded by a V-Train grant. The town assisted meter evaporator in getting $1 million economic fund loan. The highway department paid for 2020 0.53 miles on Shoalin Road, 0.72 miles on Russell Road. Walls paid. Lake Drive got a mile paved. Elm Street got 0.18 miles guardrails. Town received $27,000 future projects in 2021. Continue design construction and MU site. 2021 budget summary. Town general budget is $1,200,189.73. The town total 2021 budget is $2,294,605.74. On the 2021 tax rate decrease would be 0.0410. You can call it town clerk's office for an absentee ballot at Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the village complex. 2021 highway budget. If all articles are approved, one.
There we go. I went too fast.
Oh, no, I wasn't looking, no, sorry. If all articles are approved, it'd be $1,326,189.73. To be raised by taxes would be $868,269.35. The 2021 projected tax rate is 0.2397. The 2020 tax rate was 0.2406. The 2020 tax rate decrease of 0.0009. Again, if you'd like a ballot, you can call the town clerk's office at 868-4421. Vote on March 2nd, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Projected 2021 residential tax rate. The town resident 2020 and 2021 projected. The town general tax rate is 0.1529 is the actual, and the projected is 119. The town highway tax rate 0.2406. and the projected is 0.2397. The education tax rate actual is 1.4183, and the projected is 1.3621. The town tax rate actual for 2020 is 1.8118, and the 2021 projected is 1.7137. And then non-residential tax rates, the town non-residential, the general tax rate would be for the 2020 actual 0.1529, and the 2021 projected is 0.1119. The town highway tax rate, the 2020 actual will be 0.2406, and the projected 2021 is 0.2397. Educational tax rate, 2020 actual is 1.6157. The 2021 projected is 1.6628. The total town tax rate, 2020, 2.0092, and the 2021 projected is 2.0144. Candidates for office. Auditor for 3 years, Joyce Bernbardi. Lister for 3 years, David Horton. Moderator for 1 year, Brian K. Savage. Collector of delinquent taxes for 1 year, Betty L. Cheney. Trustee of public money for 3 years, Elizabeth J. Nance. Candidates for office. Select board for 2 years, Heather Biskowski, James Gilmat. Select board for 3 years, Earl Funyer, Philip Flip Morris. Select person for 1 year uninspired, Michelle Norberg, Edward A. White Sr. Select person for 1 year uninspired, Nicole Draper, Harold Garrett, and Frank Shemway. Cemetery commissioner for 5 years, Brian K. Savage. Library trustee for 5 years, Rebecca Rupp. Vote on Tuesday, March 2nd, complex. You want to answer that one, Kathy?
The grand list, village part of the village grand list is town. We count, the village uses their grand list, for the general fund, we use the full grand list, which is village and town combined. For the highway department, we only use residential, non-residential actually. The total grand list has all the village and town parcels in the total grand list. And the general same to calculate some of the rates. So the general fund is calculated and the full grand fund is calculated town combined because of the combined, and then the highway fund is just on the town only. The village, I don't know if Linda's still on there. I believe she uses the grand list. They're a little bit different than us. They may use some other calculations when doing their list. Calculations because they have the power, water, power, and sewer along with their budgets. So I don't know if Lynn has something to add to that.
Yeah, Kathy, I can. We get the grand list for the village taxpayers from Kathy's office, and then we apply our tax rate to it. And that's billing for general, fire, police, and highway. So if you live in the village, you're going to get a tax bill from the village and a tax bill from the town. And then you pay the village for that portion and the town for the town's portion. Every year we have people that either send the town or the village a check for the total amount of both bills, and we're separate entities. We also, for as far as water, sewer, and electric, our customers for that are billed on a property tax bill that you would get right around August of every year.
Thank you, Lynn and Kathy. I know it's very cumbersome work you do. I know that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Any other candidates that are running for office, second to right here? Okay, yeah.
Hi, everybody. For those of you that don't know, I am Nicole Draper, and I'm running to be on the select board again. I'm very grateful that I was appointed to this position this year, and I really look forward to serving the town of Swanton in every way possible moving into the future, hopefully again on the select board. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Ed White, for the folks that don't know me, I'm running for the 1-year term and forward to serving Swanton in the future. Thank you very much.
Hi, folks. James Gilmat here. I'd like to just say that I appreciate your support and your voting for me for my 5, almost 6 years on the board. I've done a good job, and I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Heather?
And we got next up there. Heather, want to go?
You're muted, Heather, yeah.
Hi, so thank you for the opportunity. I've really enjoyed serving the community of Swanton for the last year as a select board member. I've really enjoyed people calling and sharing their perspective about challenges they have in our community. And I look forward to being able to help solve more challenges in the future. I certainly am a person that wants to hear everybody's side, and I think your voice matters, and I would love to work with you. I don't have necessarily predisposition. I want to hear what your view is before I try to, I just want to hear your side of the story. And I've enjoyed working on the board with the other board members, and I'm so glad that so many people came together to get the budget down low. I know it's really difficult times right now, and I think we've had some really challenging times with the 2020 in general with the COVID, and I think our community has really come together to shine and show what we're really made out of. So, thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Harold?
Yep, Harold, would you like to speak?
Let me unmute. Thank you, James, for the opportunity. My name is Harold Garrett. I'm running for the 1-year unexpired term. I think I have a lot to offer to work with the board, and I look forward to your votes if you can support me on town meeting day. And I think you have a great group of candidates that are running this year, and win, lose, or draw, I want to assure you I will support each and every one of you in whoever wins. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Harold.
Michelle?
Thank you. My name is Michelle Nordberg. I recognize I'm not known to very many people. I've been around for about 6 years, spending a lot of time trying to learn and study Swanton. Not necessarily running in direct opposition to Ed, although we happen to be running for the same seat. And that just happens to be that I think there are just so many people who are running and demonstrating how much they care about the community and just not settling for a status quo, which is quite encouraging. I just think I can do a great job to be a champion of a strong and connected Swanton, and whether that's now or any time in the future, if it's on this particular board or a project, I just wanted to be able to start putting my foot out there and letting you know who I am and where you can find me. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Is there any other candidates on there? Yeah. Any other candidates that want to speak? That's it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I just want to add that just please get out and vote, folks. No matter who you vote for, it's very important that you get out and vote. You need your votes.
Yes, we're off mute.
Oh, they're off mute. Were you muted, Reg?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're off. I'll just let the trustees know I took ourselves off mute.
Do you want the same opportunity over there, or are you good?
Chris, you good?
Yes, I'm good. I would say I've been your trustee for many years. Our team does what I think is a wonderful job. It's really wonderful to be part of the team. I would very much enjoy and very much like to do another 3 years.
I think I'm up. I'm Neil Spear. I've been on the board for quite a few years like Chris has. And one thing I'd like to say is thank you to the community of Swanton, both the town and the village, for all that we've accomplished as years that I've been in here. And I hope we can continue the progress that we've made so far. I think it's just a beginning. And let's keep the momentum going, no matter who we have on our boards. And like James says, don't forget to get out and vote because your vote counts. Thank you very much. With that being said, is the town all set now, or I don't think we have any other business on our end. So I'm ready to, if there's no other questions from the public, I don't see any. I'm willing to entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting of the informational meeting of the Swanton Village Board of Trustees.
So move.
Second.
So on this end, James, I have a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor of the motion on this end, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, we're ready to adjourn. James, if you want to carry on your end.
Yep. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn at 8:19. I second the motion.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Heather? Aye.
Aye.
Ed, aye.
Aye.
James, aye.
Aye.
Mark, aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. You're now adjourned. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. That's so incredible. What an amazing group of people. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Just like Heather says, thank you. And don't forget next Tuesday. Good evening.
Good night.